former flat earthers, what made you realize the earth is, in fact, not flat? I think I was about 3 when I first saw a globe and had it explained to me. Didn't flat earthers do experiments to prove their point that ended up disproving it? Then of course continued believing what they wanted to anyway. In the immortal words of Real Housewives star Bethany Frankel, it's not about what it's about. I don't think it's really about the earth being flat. I think it's about something deeper, like questioning deeply held beliefs or distrusting society something. I felt a lot of the people in the Flat Earth documentary were just lonely schmucks. Flat Earth gave them an exclusive club, with a tight-knit group of people who are also misunderstood. Don't get me wrong, I think you're totally right, but it being a community has a good amount to do with it, too. I doubt you'll find many, if any, reformed flat earthers. For people like that who are so entrenched within their ideology, the flat earth isn't just something they believe, it's who they are. They have flat earth friends, listen to flat earth podcasts, watch flat earth YouTube, and wear flat earth clothes to their flat earth meetings. Even if deep down, someone like that had an epiphany and realized that they were wrong. Imagine how hard it would be to reject all of these relationships, the community, and the friends that are held together because of that one common belief. It's similar to why it's so hard for people to leave cults or extremist religious or political groups. Geez, that resonated with me so deeply, as someone who left a cult-like religion. You're asking the wrong group of people. You'll only find people who make fun of flat earthers here. When I was 5 I thought the world was infinite like Minecraft and where I could not see past. I just thought the chunks were still loading. Same, it was pretty sad when I discovered the truth. Round about the time I was at the roundabout, I remember thinking, round here, roundness is not just on the roundabout but about being round. Having rounded down my choices and choosing the round earth, I instantly felt like a more rounded individual. Mountains, man, there is more to the world than an endless expanse of cornfields. Nebraska has entered the chat. With all due respect to everyone posting, you might want to put a serious tag on this post. I left it off. It's as funny a topic as it is serious really, though I do worry that some flat earthers are straight mentally ill. Upvoted because I'd also like to see their answers. Same, I was actually thinking about flat earthers today and now this question pops up. Coincidence or conspiracy? 0_O. Aliens. I think for flat earthers it is less about proving the world is flat but more about to prove that there is a God. And in a certain way I get that you won't let this go. So in the end facts do not matter. I guess you could shoot a flat earther to the moon and they would still find a way to explain that this was just a simulation or whatever. I used to think that. Recently a family member has come out as flat earther. This is an atheist, or at least nonconformist with spirituality. That's what made me wonder again about why people would willfully suspend their acceptance of reality, and how they come back to reality on this topic. The answer is the same. It's people looking for a community they can call their own. The God-botherers at least have reasonable explanation for their stuff. You can't definitively prove the negative that is their God. You can prove the earth is a sphere with science. But it doesn't matter. It isn't about the proof. It's about the belief, and the sense of community that comes from being around like-minded people. Finally a question perfect for me. I became a flat earther for quite a long time and it was still surprising that I realized that flat earthers is just straight up stupid. Because for me, the fact that we see the earth flat is because it's an illusion of our eyes. And yes, I became a globe earther again and believed in the moon landing again. Edit. Fix typo. Was there anything that changed your mind? Or it just happened? When I was a kid I could tell by the sky. It's not flat at the furthest view of the land. And other facts that make sense cause it's not fucking flat, come on. Okay, but have you considered that the sky works for NASA? Carrot, as if it isn't obvious. Don't you know Antarctica is guarded by the NASA Nazi space penguins? You just know the penguins work for Russia. I stopped role-playing. I went on a really long walk and didn't fall off the edge. I grew up. When I was about 4 or 5, my papa explained, after dark, how the moon orbits the earth and together they orbit the sun. Papa used a baseball and a basketball for the earth and moon, and his recliner was the sun. It was a memorable explanation that unveiled many things to me, like way the days are 24 hours and a year is about 365 days divided into 4 seasons and 12 months. In 1st or 2nd grade it was discussed how explorers sailed around the globe. TBH, I never heard about flat earthers until a little while ago, and I put them at the same level of intelligence as anti-vaxxers. I am now converted to be a cat earther. But which cat breath? My ex-husband is a flat earther. Literally nothing you can say to him will make him think otherwise, including that damn 15-degree drift. He acknowledges that he doesn't think like everybody else, but insists that everybody else is wrong. I can't tell you the countless hours that I wasted in YouTube rabbit holes with him explaining the logistical ways the earth is flat, in that there is an ice wall encapsulating us to prevent the oceans from pouring over. They are a different breed of people. Edit. A word. Yikes. I honestly couldn't have married my wife if she didn't believe in science. He really didn't evolve into such an oddball until after we got married. A lot of his personality came out at that point. Hence the X part. But yeah, that was a huge contributor in our divorce and me receiving sole legal custody of the kids while he gets state minimum visitation, because he told these theories, of which there were many. It's not typically just the flat earth theory. There's lizard people, and a whole world under our flat one. And the government is in on it and monitors us to see who's worthy to go after death to the court-appointed gal. That's ultimately his reality, which really sucks to see. Greater than the government monitors us to see who's worthy to go after death. Go where? I've not come across this one. Could you elaborate? I explained it in another comment. Here's a copy and paste though. He says that the earth that we know was created by giant ancient beings that are similar to gods. We are essentially baby beings who are evolving through and achieving milestones to see who is capable of becoming what I can only describe as similar to a demigod to get into the lower world, which has more delicacies than we can ever imagine. The governments are basically their gatekeepers to determine who is allowed to go. And honestly, after listening to it for years, I'm still not sure if I'm explaining it correctly. Because there's just so many layers. And there's so many different theories by different subgroups with just as many layers. Wow, I'm speechless. Thank you so much for answering. This post makes me think that at some point there's a very blurry line between conspiracy theorists and mentally ill people. I'm not a flat earther, so I don't know this for sure. But I would think that it would have to be very difficult to genuinely believe the earth is flat. I think a lot of flat earthers just say that they believe the earth is flat, possibly to get attention or for some other reason. I think at least 95% of flat earthers have at least some doubt in their belief. I wouldn't make a guess like that, especially not knowing how or why they believe what they do. I personally think it'd be pretty hard to hold to such a widely mocked belief if they had any doubts. There's a lot of research showing that mocking people for their beliefs in fact makes them double down on it, no matter how ridiculous they are. I recommend watching the Behind the Curve documentary on Netflix. It's really fascinating. A neat look at the Flat Earth movement. It doesn't spend any time arguing against the Flat Earth beliefs, because who cares? But it does show how a group like that functions and maybe give some idea why they hold those beliefs. IDK. That's just what comes to mind when I think of a flat earther. I guess I just can't comprehend genuinely holding a belief that has not only been proved wrong by science countless times, but common sense as well. And I'll look into that documentary, seems interesting. Thanks. Behind the Curve is worth a watch. And really, vaccines have been proven effective by science. And there are plenty of anti-vax people out there. It's along the same lines. No, I know flat earthers, they truly believe it. It's just so hard to comprehend actually believing something like that. Isn't this a one-way ticket? I'm pretty sure that if you're a flat earther past the age of 7 or so, then that level of stupidity is irreversible and you're a flat earther for life. The earth is actually flat. I know this because my dad fell off the edge of earth and that's why he never came home from the gas station. So that's where mine went. I thought he was just cheating again. Silly me. Do flat earthers really exist? Or is this just a tired, overblown internet meme? They do exist, at least in my country. They're pretty fucking stupid. Even more stupid than the American flat earthers. I'll go ahead and say you're from Brazil. Nope, I am from Serbia. My wife has a friend where her and her boyfriend believe this planet is flat. They believe in all kinds of conspiracy theories. She is evangelical, in case you're wondering about religion. They exist. I was dating one former flat earthers here. It was the horizon. A flat earth could never explain the horizon. It surrounds the observer and it is typically assumed to be a circle, which we know it's not a true circle, drawn on the surface of a slanted model of the earth. That's why the earth is really a triangle. Hashtag triangle earth, hashtag ghost fucking is real. Some tried to be edgy only to realize there was no edge. I had a friend who was a flat earther, who decided to go to the end of the world to prove it. He traveled in a straight line for months, until he eventually came around to me. I thought oceans were a myth. Sort of. When I was a kid, the largest body of water was a river I could swim across. When I eventually saw the Pacific Ocean for the first time, it scared the shit out of me. I walked off the edge and fell, and saw that it actually wasn't. I was indoctrinated by the movie Sinbad, Legend of the Seven Seas, where they sail the ship off the edge of the earth, and I got super into nautical travel after the movie ended. The next day I told my grandfather and he showed me a globe and told me movies were fake and wrecked my 3-year-old world. I never trusted Brad Pitt again. That you can't just sail a ship off the edge of the earth and get to the afterlife and learn the world is in fact a sphere. I think my favorite recorded flat earther interaction was when Elon Musk tweeted at the Flat Earth Society and asked them why they believed the earth was flat when we could plainly see that Mars is round. They responded that unlike the earth, Mars has been observed to be round. Yes, what brought you around? What I don't understand is why they care. Lol, the shape of the earth won't change your daily life. When the triangle theory started to gain traction, please select one of the choices below. A. When I went on a long plane trip and didn't see any waterfalls pouring off the sides of our planet. B. When I went on a long plane trip and didn't see any elephants holding up the earth. C. When I went on a long plane trip and didn't see any turtles stacked atop one another. All the way down. Time zones. My stomach. I'm convinced being a flat earther is just a huge inside joke. Weren't we all flat earthers? Like when we were really young and thought the world was flat cause it looks like it? For me personally, it was when I realized that the curvature of a sphere decreases if the radius is raised. I'm not a flat earther, I just think the Earth's radius is infinite. Not me. My grandpa had a globe in his room and would show me different countries before I could even understand. Hi monsieur. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.